into a huge bin.
25 tons of sheep, bits and bobs. It's pretty gruesome. You gotta say, with the blood on the floor, the fleshy bits.
But what you've got to appreciate is this is material which is fit for humans to choose not to eat.
The sheep parts had just started to decay and were giving off a real stink.
I haven't actually smelled anything quite as pungent. Even in an abattoir, it really sticks to the back of your throat.
And if that lorry load of sheep parts didn't smell pretty, they certainly didn't look pretty either.
Oh, that's not a sheep head.
We've got sheep heads, hooves, inners, sheep fat, and also carcass as well.
Come here. Come here.
From the bins, the sheep parts pass into the crusher, which has a large screw inside that pounds them into small pieces as it rotates.
You see the picture there is the cushion, that's cushion the material down to a particle size, and we pump direct into the cooker.
So basically that's turning it into pate.
That's right, yeah. The material then goes into the cooker. So here we have the material which is being cooked at the moment. We heat the material up to 120 degrees. It kills the bacteria, passes off the moisture.
Like the bag machine.
You can literally see the oil being released from the material.
The solid material goes on to be made into fertiliser and dry pet food, while the melted animal fat is squeezed out by a press and drained off. This is what I've come for. It's known in the industry as tallow.
That's it, that's tallow.
That's our finished product that we sell to the customers.
Like baby.
Yeah,
So there's a lot of that in there.
it certainly is, yes.
And that's going on for customers.
It is, yes.
Here's another question is, Simon. Who are your customers? What is this used in these days?
Conditioners, cosmetics, it forms the first ingredient of a cleaning agent.
That's a bit of a surprise, I must say. Have you ever tasted it?
I haven't known.
I wonder how many people know about this product.
I have a clue about it. No, it's me.
Yeah, boys.
To find out, I met up with Jenny and Laura, who knew very little about what went into their weekly wash. So you students, and what do you look for in your washing products? Do you ever look at the ingredients? Anything good ingredients for that? See if there's anything out to you?
I don't even know what comes with.
What's the worst thing it could be?
I think if it was dead animal in there,
Hello.
then that would be the worst thing ever.
Okay, this is what is in a lot of fabric conditioners and soaps. Lots of fabric conditioners, it's in lots of soaps.
I don't feel clean. I feel like, I keep looking at it.
It's like, yeah,
Hello.
yourself with that. That's really good.
Hello.
Isn't it?
I think it's quite disgusting actually, because you actually wipe it out all over your body. So, it's clean though.
That's gross.
Are you curious to know how something like that determines this product?
Yeah.
Or you're an expert and he's going to answer any question. We were joined by David Howard, a chemist with 30 years experience in the tallow trade. What's your big question?
Hey, I just don't get it. How is that? In that bottle, that's the liquid and that's the...
If you have your sheep eating this as a byproduct for this fat, we find things to do with it. Come on, guys, let me just show you. I've got a little demonstration here. If we put some of the tallow in here, this is just some simple caustic soda solution, and instantly it's reacted. We add salt to it, the soap comes to the surface, run off the water, and you make a little bar of soap. That's it.
Tallow and tallow-derived chemicals have a number of